All right, everybody, it's about 6 p.m. So we're gonna get started with today's meeting, which is the final project updates. But first, I want to talk really quickly about the upcoming trip, I guess, to GDC. So what is GDC? GDC is the Game Developers Conference. It's an annual event targeted at game developers. And though it's like, the name is Game Developers Conference, a lot more to it than just like it includes an expo a la PAX or E3. There's award shows, and if you're more interested on like the professional side, there are workshops, tutorials, and networking opportunities that are like run by actual professional game developers. That's going to be running from March 17th, 2025 to the 21st. And it's going to be in San Francisco, California. We can't pay for you to go. I did ask, but excuses to class will be provided, so you don't need to worry about that at least. On the note of payment, there is a pretty large range of potential passes you can get. You could only go Friday, and that's just about $120 if you get it now. I feel like a lot of you may be interested in the Independent Games Summit, because this is an independent game development club. That's about $550 if you get it now. These prices aren't accounting for additional expenses like travel, lodging, food, etc. There's a lot of variability in that. You're all adults. I trust you to like budget and such. So you may want to consider going if you're interested in pursuing a career in game development, because there are countless networking opportunities, even if you don't get one of the like all access passes. A lot of networking opportunities take place outside of the event. So even just being there could potentially get you some good networking opportunities, the ability to meet more established game developers, learn from them, and get your name in. A more casual end, if you want to engage with the latest projects from up and coming developers and potential unconventional cutting edge hardware, that could be a reason to go. If you just want to go see the Game Developers Concert or go see the Independent Games Festival Awards or Game Developers Choice Awards in person, that's a perfectly valid reason to go. And there's more. I would suggest checking out their website, because they have a lot more information than I could reasonably go into here. If you're interested, like right now, you're free to scan this QR code and put down your interest or lack of interest. I'm going to put this on the Discord, and your responses aren't final. You can change your responses for a while. I'll give you guys that option to like think it over. You don't need an immediate answer, but just if you're interested, let us know. And around that, see how many people are going, so on and so forth. So I'm going to leave this up for a moment. Pretty good. Okay. So on to the actual main part of the meeting, project updates. These are the final project updates of the semester. So I'm very excited to see what you all have for us. First up, is there anyone from Project Iron Veil who's available to come up? Awesome. Sweet.
All right, so this is the final presentation for Project Iron Veil. Our original goal was to create basically a proof of concept slash first level for an action adventure third person game, specifically using Unreal Engine 5. Our goal with this semester was mainly just to get a feel for Unreal Engine, see what we think we could do, and then decide whether or not to take things from there afterwards. And so what we did was we got a proof of concept first level. We implemented a basic combat system, including some basic enemies. We added a dashing ability for the character and obstacles for it, along with a ranged ability as well. And so next, I'll basically just go through about 2 minutes of just some footage in different sections of what we did. So this is just the basic combat. As you can see, we've shown this before at a previous update, but basic combat and death. And then this is an example of the dashing ability. How this works is, sorry, it's lagging a little bit, is you press the shift key like most games, and then you're able to dash. And this is just an example of, obstacle element to it of jumping across things. And here's some more kind of like was just displayed of the basic first level we made. Basically, it's just a river, and you're progressing along the river, fighting enemies along the way. Until you get over there to the drawbridge example that we made. So this is our ranged ability obstacle here. Right there is the target, and essentially the very simple goal here is you shoot the target, the drawbridge falls. And once again, dashing across it. And then sort of lastly, second to last, is the pause menu. This is one of the other things we decided to implement here. Continue button works. Essentially, the options you get are continue options and quit the game. And then lastly, this is just some. This is just an example of the ending zone has a lot more enemies than other places, so it's a bit harder. But you can see they're using both the ranged and the dashing abilities to attack and respond to attacks. And so that's basically what we did this semester. We're pretty happy how it turned out. And then kind of what's next for us going forward. We're working on turning it into a full fantasy action adventure game with 3 to 4 different classes is the goal, with either the option to switch between them or potential co-op. And then it'll involve a chapter-based story progression system. So if anyone's interested in joining us for that, we're going to be doing some work along the way, and we'll be back next semester as well. So just feel free to let me know, especially for animators and artists. Thank you.
How about make it to the end of the semester? No mean feat. Oh. That was Project Iron Veil. Again, wonderful job. So next up, Plasek. Hope I spelled right this time.
Hello, after the 10-minute delay, how are we doing? Awesome. Yeah. This is the final progress update for Plasek. Some of the stuff we'll be doing this meeting. We'll be talking about what is Plasek for anyone who's unaware. What did we set out to accomplish at the beginning of the semester? What goals were met this semester? And then finally, I'll give you guys a gameplay demo for tutorial level and the first level we created. Plasek is meant to be a high-speed 2D platformer, and it takes inspiration from a multitude of games like Neon White, Celeste, and Sonic. Each one of these aspects from each of these games can be seen in Plasek, the game we have created. It's still in progress, but we're getting there. For the goals we had this semester, we wanted to get the movement system of the game down. We wanted to complete 4 levels, and if time allowed it, we would want to make a level creator for procedurally generated stages. How many of those we completed is not very important. All that matters is what we got done. To go over some of the mechanics we had in mind, we wanted to go these are basic mechanics and ideas we set at the start of the semester. We wanted to get a wall jump, air dash, and some consumable movement items. These were some of the goals we had set out for game mechanics, and we did all of that and a lot more for Placet. We got the wall jump down, we had the air dashes down, and we have a bunch of consumable movement items. To go over some of the some more game mechanics we have made, we have terrain building, so it's very easy to create levels, and we have the stomp card, which is another consumable item that will send you flying down and launch you up with an explosion. Some other mechanics we got done. We have breakable walls and air physics. Breakable walls will allow for more unique level design, and some areas enclose off until you get certain usable items. And hair physics, just it's a quality of life. It's nice, looks cool. I think it looks cool. Some other stuff, we have some more basic stuff. We have more for movement. We have sliding, so you can slide under certain areas you couldn't walk past, and we have freeze frames. So whenever you hit an enemy, the game will freeze for a second to sell the impact of the motion.
Who's Jake? Who's Jake S?
I wrote this at 3 a.m. I don't know if there's more Jake S. We'll see. No, it's back to Jeff. Next, we have death and rebirth. When you die, you respawn. That was a mechanic we have to get down, where we have to get checkpoints down. Then we have to decide where we want to put the checkpoints. It was a good old time. Then we also have placeable spikes, so it makes it you don't have to place each spike individually. It's a tile set, so it's much easier to work with, and you won't be putting down as much objects. Next thing we got springs. Springs are what spring is, launches you up. And we have also the animation for the bounce spring. This presentation was made before we incorporated it into the game, but it is there now. So we got that down as well. We also got SFX and music. We got SFX and music, so the game feels more alive and it feels more like you're interacting with the world instead of just being a spectator of it. We also have player sprites and animation. All of this is very important for the game itself, so you actually can see what you're doing instead of it just being a block that's moving around. We also have lore and plot for the game that'll help with the direction. What are you looking at? Why are you trying to zoom in so quick? Good. It's hidden away from the people.
Why is it here? Keep going.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Okay, in terms of our goals, going past movement mechanics, in terms of our goals, we got a couple of them down. We got a good movement system that I like, and I think a good amount of other people like. Out of the 4 levels we set out to complete, we completed 2. And while we don't have a level editor in game, the one we have for in Godot itself is really good and really easy to work with. So in a sense, we have a level editor that we can use that'll make it much more easy for people on our team who don't know how to code to make levels. That is me. I don't know how to code, but it's still good. It's still good. We can still make levels. The process to completing all these tasks was for us, the process we went through. We would typically meet up every Friday physically. In one of these 2 rooms, a round table hold or square table, and in those meetings, we would do things we would do weekly recaps. We would go over what we did for the week, so we have an idea of the progress we've been getting done on the project. And during these meetings, we determine what we want to do, what we want to do for the next week, and the goals we were setting. This is really good, so we can stay on track for the goals we wanted, and the goals we want completed. Yeah. And then in these meetings, we also did things like we would sketch out ideas on the whiteboard, so we would know visually what we're trying to get, what we're aiming to do with it, deal with it. Like this level here, this sketch became a problem.
It hurts so much more.
My ears are already dead.
Moving on.
I'm eating a dead horse.
Don't kill anyone else.
Wait for it.
Oh,
You broke the audio.
It's back. It lives. Unlike my ears.
Keep going.
Alright.
Hit the mushroom.
Let's get a scary roll. Tells you to aim diagonally. Right here. We also have a mushroom.
A tiny little mushroom.
Tiny little mushroom.
It
quiet.
It's quiet compared to the rest.
The enemy is
Oh.
the enemy is supposed to be that small, but whatever.
Why are they different sizes? Why are some bigger than others?
That one's parented. It's not supposed to be there. Don't worry about it. First order of plans.
I just realized the top of the screens aren't like pixelated, are they?
Don't worry about it.
Don't. They are. Don't worry about it. Okay, the audio doesn't work anymore.
Good. Actually.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
Oh.
I think a lot of things don't work anymore.
It's working beautifully.
This is now a quality of life feature, not
I've picked up two
love.
stop cards.
I just
Oh,
want
no.
You
Oh,
dumb
boy.
mother.
Wait, hold on. If I okay, it's fine if I just don't ever use them.
They sound very
Okay, so we have a little bug in here. If you use a stomp card, it breaks everything. If you have two stomp cards being held, you use one of them, everything breaks.
Don't worry about it.
So the goal is just not to. I play a very
Now it's a secret objective to not use any stop cards for the rest of the game. Oh, that was something.
When you
Stop abusing the slide.
I like it. It's cool. That one's in the ground.
We finished this 10 minutes ago.
Finish is a strong word.
I have to be very careful not to use stomp.
This is the final. This is why I'm
Boom. Sword. Let's go to the first level.
currently
Next level.
working on the licensing for
All right, it's all fucked. It's all fucked. It's all open.
Get out.
They crashed. Don't worry. All right, that's the first level.
It didn't crash. It's still running in the
Still
back.
going.
Just use it.
Kill
The
it,
music
kill
is
it.
still running. Nothing
Kill
else
it.
is.
The music plays when it crashes.
All right, so this is the first level we've gotten done, and like there's still gonna be more work done on it later. So like we're like it's still a work in progress. We're getting there.
Yeah. Like most of the tiles upgrades aren't implemented anywhere yet.
What I like about this level is there are multiple routes you can take. There's like there's a lower route you can go down, you can go up. Like for this one, like here's the breakable tiles I was talking about before. Dear Lord.
Oh.
Hello,
Thank
Dad.
God that's a death sound effect that I'll play.
And something interesting about
You don't wanna hear
if
it.
you use stomp and slice together, what will happen is that you'll get launched up pretty high, much higher than normal. So like it's good to like hold that thing.
It's fine. That's just our version of a slide storage jump.
Like, okay, so here's the thing. Now I know. Now I know it's really bad. So
I love
can
stomp
fix
card.
it.
I think it's just going to play that in here.
Yeah.
Movement tech,
Also,
baby.
there's a very good
Movement
chance that
tech,
it might
yes.
be the file type.
Yes, I love
Which,
tech.
mind you, I
That
can
must be
switch
product
over
introduction
to
of the movement.
I love movement tech.
Yay!
That's it for now.
Now use all of the cards. All of the cards.
Yeah, you should do those.
Do it.
Yeah, go up, use them off the edge.
Oh.
Wait, what's that? We passed something.
There's more?
Shit. There's a reaction check.
Keep going, keep going.
You messed it up. Respawn again.
No more.
Why did you hide 3 soul bad guys?
I got
But
it.
again, there's only two soul
That
bad
that
guys.
outfit will still be there in the final version.
There's only two soul bad guys.
Why is it?
What? I think I see another soul bad guy.
Yeah.
Go team.
This is game design.
This is a
This is game
wonderful
design.
project with a lot of people behind it. I appreciate all of it.
Get off the stage!
Fuck you!